Welcome to Spectator Cast 13. We have the newly crowned TFC champion Fuzion here. We have the new official TFC gatekeeper Wenda Mitsu.
Ugh.
We have Mr. Zeroeffect, and we have
Wow.
Team 5th place
Yo.
here. So we're gonna talk about video games.
Okay.
Oh,
Swaggity swooty.
Video games.
swiggity swooty, man.
Video games.
Swiggity swooty.
I'm responsible for that team kill.
The team kill. All right.
Oh man.
So Zach,
Out of titles
unfortunately,
cast.
out of title. How are you guys doing?
I'm good.
Fantastic.
Doing good.
I have a new title now. I'm gatekeeper, so.
Yeah, I'm guessing the extra week was enough for any residual salt to dissolve in the system.
You can say that, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of that recently.
What, salt?
Yes. Having a lot of people remind me of it.
I mean, it was the last tournament we all saw. People will forget about it once NEC happens.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But-
They may have already forgotten about it.
TFC? Is that a tournament? I didn't know that was a thing.
Wasn't much of one. It
Ugh.
was like two people.
Two people.
Well, it was supposed to be a few more.
Yes, the people that were supposed to appear were Dime, Jimbo, IRM, and then I forget someone else
Yeah.
asked me to. They were coming, but they were all pre-registered. So, well, at least Dime was. But
Did anyone say what happened, or they just
Dime,
changed their mind?
Dime's car broke down, and IRM had a wedding to go to.
Oh damn.
Well, all right. I mean, I can't blame them.
Yeah,
Wait, Dime was gonna drive?
yeah. Dime was driving, but his car broke down, and then I guess well, like not on the way there, but like it had broken down preemptively to this, and he said he would try and at least make it out. I remember him saying it to me, but I thought he said he did have another source of transportation, but I guess that didn't work out. So
Airplanes?
I don't know.
That's my
Well,
source.
where is he? He's in Florida, right?
Yeah, he's Florida.
So that's what, 9 hours?
From Florida, no, that's like 12. Like because when at least if he's from
Oh, he's
Orlando,
real. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
By the way, flying in on 9/11, very cheap tickets. Probably the cheapest tickets you can get in the year. My flight was $97.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was crazy. It was hard not to do it.
Oh man. Yeah, you had a great experience getting here, man.
Oh yeah, well then, I mean, the original flight was $97. Ended up costing me a lot more than that. I had
Wow.
my phone had gotten broken the week prior, and getting it fixed was just terrible. It did not go well. Ended up borrowing my sister's phone. Found out hers is broken too, so I had no internet all the way there, and where my check-in time was. Like I planned to check in on the mobile check-in.
Yeah.
So I have to do that at least a half hour ahead of time. I couldn't do it, and then AA wouldn't let me on my original flight, so I had to like pay the upgrade, even though I was there like 25 minutes prior. And like, nope. Oh my god, I had to like pay money to upgrade to a flight that started 3 hours later. I got to just sit in the Chicago airport for a while. That was fun.
God damn.
Needless to say, he went through like heaven and hell itself to get here. So, but he got here.
Yeah.
So at least that was the good thing about it. Otherwise, that would have just been me.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have just been you.
McGee actually had some good matches.
He
Wait
My
a
ma-
minute, what?
My
he
matches
land
were
fished a
trash.
guy to death. He land fished a guy
No,
to
see,
death.
we got to talk about that, because that
No, we don't.
was...
Just keep swimming.
I don't know what I was watching there. I mean, I know what I was watching, but at the same time, it confused the hell out of me. And, yeah.
Which match are we talking about?
I whatever match where you won with landfish mix-ups.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Top 8, man.
And
Jinx.
so that guy, like, he obviously had no idea.
Oh, that was Jinx. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
jinxed.
He
Forever.
obviously had no idea how to play against Rivaldo. And he asked me before we played if I was nervous, and I said no. and he asked me if I had been in top 8 before, and I said no. And then we started, and then I go into landfish, and he does 44B and hits me for like a 2/3 life, and I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. And
oh, he knows how to play.
he was actually kind of solid. Like when I wasn't hitting him with shenanigans the entire round, I was kind of worried. Like,
well, I mean, you won, so you can't complain about that, I guess.
yeah.
I just remember when that was one of the first matches I saw on the stream. I think I missed Fuzion and Wind in winners finals, but I saw that and I was like, okay. I didn't know who was who at first because you had a different name, and I'm like, this is just. I have no idea what's happening here. Somebody doesn't know how to jump.
Oh man, that was it was an interesting top 8, needless to say.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you can say what you want about like whether they were skilled or not, but sometimes I just like watching two people play just to play and not like with any like fucking Sword of Dios. Who was the other? It was a Zwei player.
Oh, Twisted Azura, I believe he went by.
Oh yeah, I met him.
Yeah, that's a good buddy of Correct Defenses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but like just seeing people.
Correct Defense.
Yeah, just seeing people like them, like obviously they're not like experts at the game, but
yeah, coming out to play.
Yeah, and Sword of Dios is just like he was easily the most hyped player in the stream chat. Like everyone was like Dios the god, and Jimbo every time he got the CE off, he was like Dios.
Dios made a lot of people salty. Like
I have never seen so many CEs that hit, like just out of the blue. I've never seen it.
It's like Dios was he was known before this tournament, ever since that one where he beat Mick.
That was KIT.
Oh god, that was great. I was a Dios fan since then.
I mean, he already had kind of fame because he was causing Jim trouble at the very first TFC. Because
that was the one that was that the one Astaroth won?
Yeah. Yes, that was correct.
It was.
Okay, yeah, okay, I remember that now. No, but I remember Sword of Dios from just online, and I knew he always did Wake Up CE, but he was coming up with new CE setups on the fly, and it was working.
He just knows.
And it was just, I mean, it was almost to the point where I'm like, maybe I'm behind the tech in this game. Like, maybe I should be using CEs more, just out in the open. I'm not even, like, joking about it. I'm like, wait, can I actually just throw it out here and here? It's 12 frames, maybe.
Oh, man.
But,
Poor Wind had to, like, shift between night and day when, like, he played me, and then he had to go back and play Dios, and it was like, wait, what is going on?
Oh, yeah, no, Wind and Dios was like, I was like, man, if Wind loses this match, we may never see him again.
That was gonna be a retirement match if I lost that.
I think Wind held it together until like the 4th CE hit, and then I could tell that he was really mad. Like,
God fucking damn it. I'm sorry. I'm just recalling these events in my head, and I'm just like, dear fucking lord, that was awful. I was getting broken to pieces just to the amount of CEs that were hitting me for no complete reason whatsoever. Because, I mean, in pools, it was the easiest thing I've ever done I think, easiest game I played, to be honest. Well, besides, like, the first guy I played, who was, the first guy I played, his name was Tempest, and I was playing him in casuals, and, he had already, understood the difference between me and him, so I appreciated him playing, but, of course, I wasn't expecting to do, like, all that great, but, I 3-0'd Dios in pools, and I guess I would say I was more ready for it because I'm thinking like, all right, this is Dios, king of 1A, 2A plus B. Let me throw in a CE whenever you're not ready. So I was like, I have to play a little patient. But I think more towards top 8, I was just being impatient. I was like, all right, come on, just let me get back up to Brett again so I can play him again. So,
Yeah.
that was
Pretty much as soon as top 8 started, you had like Triple J and RTD pretty much going back and forth on who they thought was going to win between you two. And like Jay was like, oh no, I don't know. Win might be able to pull this one off. And RTD's like, all right, well, it's going to be these two in the finals, and Fusion's going to take it. And then they just kind of went back and forth until the match actually happened.
and he took it, yeah. God.
Well,
Yeah, I got the 6 games I needed. Yay.
Oh man.
I mean, if it's that much of a travel, all the stuff you had to go through just to get there, you might as well leave with a win.
No.
We all
Whatever
got...
happens.
Hey man, I think the best part was we all got to mess around with Spencer. That was fun.
Yeah.
Spencer
was is like TGS like Spencer and the thing. He was the maxi player, I guess. And if you I don't know if I don't know if they caught it.
Maxi at TFC.
Yeah, I know. He said like I'm the best maxi in the world. I don't know if they caught.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys caught that.
I mean, is he somebody that we should know?
No.
I mean, like, I don't mean like top player. I mean, like, does he have like a Facebook account or 8-Way Run account?
I
or
think
something.
He doesn't use 8-Way Run anymore, but I don't know if he has a
seen him in
Facebook
Twitch chats before.
Yeah, I forget what
Okay.
he goes by, but I don't know. But that's him.
Well, I was wondering, because I was wondering what happened with why Fusion was taunting him and shit.
Well,
you didn't realize all the unblockables?
What?
here's the thing about that guy. Like, he's half joking, but he never lets it quit. Like, he will just talk shit the entire time, and it does get a little old.
Okay.
I met him at NAC actually, and he was in some room with like Shad and Zefukai, Blue Boy. They're all playing really intense matches, and he was just off in the corner like shit talking everyone. I was like, what are you doing right now? And it was fairly quiet in the room, and he was just going off. And I remember Ramon's like, "Who is that guy?" And then it's like, "Oh, it's IRM's friend." And
Oh, right. Okay.
he just goes, Ramon just goes, "Man, you need to get some better friends." In the middle, I was just like, "Yeah, I don't know why this guy is trash talking everyone."
Okay. No, I think I know who he is now because he was there at last year's TFC. And
yeah.
Yeah.
So then at this one, it was like, "Hey, I'm the best maxi in the world." Blah. It's like, all right, if we get to play, I'm going no remorse. You just you bring it on yourself.
Yeah, because I'm
That's
like,
all.
wait
That's
a minute.
why.
Fusion hates taunts.
I do.
Like, why is he? What did he say? Piss this dude off.
Now you know.
Oh
my god, man. Well, yeah.
He went for unblockables, man. That I don't know if you watched, but Fusion went for like 4.
I saw the
One of them, at
most
least
of the
one of
top
them
8.
should have landed.
Yeah, none of them landed, did they?
No.
No.
And then I got hit with 2A plus B. What the?
Yeah, and as soon as you did that, I was like, now if I was right there with him, I would have said, "See, you can't block it all the time." Which, by the way, the only person who knew this is Win because I talked to him after the tournament. But as of Thursday afternoon, I was going to be down there. And
oh man.
Yeah.
So what happened was I was going to come down with Apple Boom and Cross, and something, I don't know what happened with Cross, but something happened where he wasn't able to make it, and then Apple Boom had some family issue that he had to take care of last minute. But it was really just going to be me and those two, and I was going to have to help run tournaments and shit because I did not have the money to pay for everything else, so they were going to let me be staff. But when I heard that, I'm like, okay, I might tell these guys in the PM, like, yo, tell me your room number, and I'll show up. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't do that shit, because like right after I thought to do that, he's like, yeah, I can't, sorry. I'm like, oh, shit, all right. But,
Anyways, you would have had a good time.
Oh yeah. I had a good time last year, but it was just like, what was I saying? Yeah, when I was watching the match, I'm just like, okay, I don't know if Pat beats Mitsu, but it just looked like you, Brett, were just in some kind of a zone where even if I was there, I'm not sure I could have won on that day.
Yeah, no, I was playing
And
really well. A lot better than, I mean, honestly, a lot better than our matches just the day before. Although we didn't
yeah,
play a whole lot of Mitsu versus Pat, but I was losing overall against Wind when we came in. And I was trying to figure stuff out, but we kind of stopped playing. I don't
uh,
know. I don't know what it was. It was just doing good moves and not getting hit by stuff where I lose a lot of my health. Honestly, I don't think he 2K beat me enough because I just never duck that, especially in tournament time usually. I don't know.
yeah.
Everybody's got their own analysis, but
Yeah, because I was looking at some of your matches in from NEC, and I'm like, all right, if I just remember these couple of things, I could probably beat this guy. And I was looking at your matches, I was looking at IRM's matches, um, and that's pretty much it because can't really find any of Wynn's matches because they're all never put
Gone.
up on YouTube. And I'm like, all right, so these are the guys I pretty much have to look out for. And I was like, oh, I might actually have a chance to win this thing. And then I watched it, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. maybe I might have, but he was in the zone. So,
yeah.
Fusion's the best.
no, he played real well. And it's just like, all right, well, sometimes it's like that.
True.
Win some, lose some, man.
Anyway, as far as Dios goes, and like I think he had another friend there that
Vegeta.
guy.
Yeah,
I think
Vegeta.
those guys are friends, and I think now I kind of understand. I think they're primarily Tekken players.
They both are, yeah.
Yeah, well, Dios is. I didn't know who Vegeta was, but
He's also a Tekken player, but
Yeah.
I think he plays also a little more variety of other games too.
okay.
Cool guy.
3D game stuff.
He's actually been posting in the group now because I believe he got himself added. So nice to see him. Nice to see him playing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Viola, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
because they're not bad players, not in one degree.
They're
Just
really
you have
smart.
to do like some fine polishing with them, and then they'll be set to go. Because they had the right idea of moves, just they're not up to date on certain things. So it's like
If Dios did optimal combos and punishes,
Yeah.
he would be really scary. Like, really scary.
He'd do a lot better. Well, I don't know if he'd do a lot better. He's already beating like Mick and stuff.
Yeah, I watched him play Big Boy and Bibulus in pools, and they were both really mad the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Boy was there?
Yeah.
big boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Big Boy was cracking me up. I was sitting next to him and he was talking trash to some of like new school Tekken players for like an hour. Him and another guy. It was just hilarious. And I was just sitting there watching, and then he's like, "Hey, you look familiar." And I was like, "Yeah, I think I met you like 10 years ago." He's like,
Wow.
"Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Fusion. We both played Lizardman." He's like, "Oh my god!" So we chatted for a while. He was doing really well in SC2. They had the SC2 cabinet.
Oh,
there.
okay.
So I played it a little bit. God, I don't know how to play that game anymore at all. Well, actually, I also don't know how to play on a joystick hardly at all. I didn't
Yeah, that
realize I
would've fucked me up.
declined that much.
Yeah, that was fun trying to play on that.
Yeah.
I reduced my
Plebs.
my game plan to just 2K being, so that it worked out pretty well. Just take all that life, have them lay on the ground. It's like, all right, this works. This works. It's annoying as hell. So didn't really they had I think they had their tournament as we did top 8, which I find kind of stupid, but
But they waited till top 8 was over. Like,
Oh, they did.
well,
That's
to be fair, the original plan was to wait until top 8 was over, but then top 8 got moved like the day of, apparently.
Yeah, because like to be honest, like this is the first time I think you'll ever hear me say this. I would have wanted Vibulus's commentary for some of the matches because I didn't think I would prefer a certain someone getting on the commentary.
I'm sorry, my
What?
commentary is bad. My,
No, not
Who was on
yours.
commentary?
It was I'm referring to Spencer's. He had I think did he commentate grand finals between us?
yeah.
I don't, oh God. Oh.
Dude.
Yeah, he did. Because I went back and watched some of it, and like they were saying things which weren't even true. They're like, "Oh, you can do this." No, you can't do that against this move. It's like, okay.
It was funny because I think this is a recurring joke now with people in this, but like he attempted to coach me against Brett and said you need to face poke more. It's like, oh thanks man, I didn't realize I had to use that move. You know, it's like now like I use it enough. Oh man, it was something. Did he try and coach you, McGee? I think
No.
I forget who he did.
But I did walk up to Dios during one of his matches because someone was coaching the other guy, and I thought he'd want to coach. So
Oh man, it was something. I'm like, all right, man. I couldn't tell if he was just trying to be helpful or he was like feeling himself like, I'm the best. Let me coach some people.
You know who was supposed to coach me but didn't? Wenda
Who, me?
Mitsu.
Hey man.
Wynn was telling me all before the tournament, like, don't worry, I got you, I'm going to coach you. And then I placed the Spencer, and he leaves as soon as the match starts.
Like, what do you mean I left?
You walked away. You were like, good luck, and then you walked away.
Yeah, no, man, that's all I can give you. I can't really tell you just to say continuously block 2.
You are a bad coach.
Well, did you need the coaching, McGee?
I needed the block.
Oh. Yeah, the wake up CE, man.
That was the maxi wake up CE, right?
Yeah.
And the pop off.
Oh my god.
And the potential Stanford Kelly stick destroying by McGee, but he contained himself.
The potential was there.
I was kind of mad, and I was like, I'm not gonna break the stick I just bought.
Now, see, a lot of people get to that point in their minds right before they break the stick, and then they just hit whatever switch it is in their brain that goes, I don't care, and they just do it. You have to be beyond angry.
Annihilate your stick.
Yeah.
I was
Those
pretty.
things don't just. Go ahead.
I was pretty salty that I got hit by Wake Up CE, but then I thought about it, and I was doing dumb Wake Okizemi setups. So
yeah,
and I think his guard may have been about to break. I can't remember. So I was actually more upset about getting knocked out of Super Turbo than.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because I
Super Turbo, man.
Super Turbo.
Where was Bibulus? Like, why wasn't he doing commentary?
He was probably playing Soul Calibur 2 or something, because that's what I was wondering. I'm like, where the hell is Bibulus? I'm like, I want him to at least commentate these things, because he at least knows what he's talking about to a degree, so I was like, ugh, like, whatever. Let it happen. I thought he was busy with Yomi as well. I was thinking, because he's doing that now, so.
He was probably playing Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, that was my initial thought. So I was like, all right, Soul Calibur 2.
Okay.
I think we may have demoralized him when we took him out the first place. I was like, hey man, can we commentate? And it's like, okay, sure. Never saw him again.
So it's your fault we had bad commentary. That's.
I guess it is.
So how many people actually signed up, or actually showed up rather?
I think a lot of people actually showed up. There were
we did actually have a decent
38
amount.
preregs, and
oh god, yeah. When we started it, Nitty was just calling names off for the first 10 minutes, and just nobody was there.
They came a little more after.
So.
Yeah, it's like it was weird. They were late. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But there is one player I do want to shout out, and I think you do too, Brett. You wanted to talk about 78U, that new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So new guy. 78U is an Xbox Live player. I think maybe a few of you know who he is, but new Alpha Pad player, new guy. Unfortunately, he believed that it was a single elimination tournament. So as soon as he lost the first match to McGee, I believe he took off. So.
Yeah, he was trying to figure out a lot of stuff about how the tournament works. he was just a really shy kid. His mom was hovering over him like the entire time. But he knew what he was doing with Alpha Pat. He had a couple patterns I think that were hurting him, but he probably would have done, I don't know, better in the tournament if he would have stuck around. I guess he'd already lost once, so. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he probably would have
stayed-
gotten the losers finals if he had stayed. Like,
Be.
He had
I
the
gotta
chance.
step out for a little quick. I gotta step out
Sure.
real quick.
Sure.
Yeah.
our match,
Yeah, like
our match was really close.
he asked me like about getting his stick modded, and I told him there's a guy out. Did you see that guy out right outside the entry who was doing mods like
Yeah.
face down in his mods for the entire weekend? I don't think he ever even like looked up. It's just like soldering things, and I don't even know what he was working on half the time. But I figured that guy could probably do a dual mod for this kid, and I told him where he was. And then he goes out and he comes back like 10 seconds later. He's like, which guy is it? I was like, "Here, I'll go with you."
Oh,
And eventually lost, and then
Yeah.
mom took him home.
Yep. Sadly to say, it's like he came back earlier and he was like, "Hey, am I still in the tournament?" It's like, kind of got DQ'd for not being here.
Yeah.
So I was like, I almost thought like the mob was gonna kill me or something like that because he like this eyes like a look of disgust or something like looking like I DQ'd him. I'm like, I didn't DQ him. Like, it's not my job. I'm like, go find the hot dog.
Right.
Yeah,
Hot
shout outs to
dog.
Nitty for running it on short notice.
Yeah, Nitty said he didn't know he was running it until like 2 days before.
Oh yeah, that was So shout outs to Nitty for last minute tournament running.
I played him in, I think it was my second match of pools, and it was really, really close. I think it went down to last round, and I went off of a guard break, 3B. And
Wow, scumbag.
I thinking about the match, I think I got hit by 2 ACE setups a lot, and I was not breaking B for some reason. So
Hey man, you gotta start breaking all of them.
gotta break all them first.
The Sam Levy. I guess I don't want to move on since Zach stepped out yet. So what else? What else really happened at TFC besides that?
I beat Fuzion and Street Fighter.
You guys play Street Fighter?
We did. I also got beat down in Windjammers. That was the first time I played that game. I was like, what the hell is this?
Oh, Windjammers.
I actually have heard of the title, but I had no idea it was this. I thought it was a fighting game. So I heard a bunch of people talk about, hey, let's play Windjammers. I'm like, what is this game?
It's the best.
And I saw a bunch of people. Yeah, it's kind of fun actually.
Let's talk about how my Tekken pool took like 4 some hours.
What Tekken pool?
He didn't play
man,
your pool.
yeah. I'm sorry. Tekken is the worst fucking like organized event at the event. Like,
Fun
what was
fact:
supposed.
I outplaced Wind at Tekken.
Yeah, there you go. Fun fact. I just. What was supposed to be at like, I guess like 8 or like way earlier was supposed to be my pool because I double checked it, but apparently when I got home was like around late like 10 or later, and it basically I checked the thing and it officially had started. So I was like, all right, me waiting around for about 2 hours or longer are just to try and play. Like I think I asked like Big Boy because he was in my pool. He's like, man, he's like, if they DQ me, they DQ me. I don't give a fuck. And he just walked off. I'm like, yeah, that's about what I'm thinking right now.
I played someone in Tekken and I used double capos and I made them really mad and like they beat me, but I could I was doing down back 4 and down forward 2 or 3 into that stance with the spin kicks, and
oh man,
I was almost killing him each round, and I could tell he was getting mad. And then, like, after a match, one of my friends was like, yo, you got this, man. Like,
got the jank down.
capos.
Dude, capos are dumb. Don't talk to me about capos. Awful characters. I don't know who at Namco thought that was a good idea.
I got destroyed in KOF. That
Yeah, man.
The the guy I played in losers finals of my pool was actually some KLF player who apparently is actually good at KLF.
KOF, man, I don't know.
KLF.
I just don't understand how you can have like three game. I have like a 3 game set with like 3 characters. So it's like, I don't understand how I basically. I feel like they would have like shorter, like how sometimes they'll have just have to like, for like first to 2 or something like that. So
They do first to 2.
yeah, I guess that was just grand finals that it was 2 out of 3 or like top 8, I guess.
Probably. I mean, if you suck at the game, it'll be fast.
Yeah, I am bad. I am bad at Tekken. Bad for not even showing up.
KOF is at a point, I think, where there isn't anyone playing now that isn't at least somewhat competent. Like,
Yeah, how long has KOF been around? Like, been out?
Oh, you're back. Oh my
a
god.
while.
Forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's been like a couple years at least. 'Cause I know it's been at least 2 Evos.
They have.
You're talking about this
coming.
version of KOF. I thought you meant like the
2010.
series. This thing is super.
Oh, okay. I thought
They
you
have
were
a
talking
new
about
one
most
coming
recent.
out, so.
Yeah, with them PS2 graphics.
Oh man.
Alright.
So yeah, if you like KOF. Alright, but I think it's enough about TFC.
So I was gonna do this at the beginning of the cast, but I forgot. So there's a tournament coming up. It's in California. It's Exitwounds 9, the prequel. It's hosted by Dope Dojo. It's gonna be on November 7th. They're gonna run Soul Calibur 5 and Soul Calibur 2 HD. There's a $5 venue fee, $10 entrance fee, and they're gonna have barbecue.
Barbecue Boys.
Who's supposed to be there?
All the California peeps, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. I know they're all rallying again to come out to this, so because they did the previous one, which like a ton of them are out there, which was really cool. Look at to see everyone like even like Crazy CD, who like I have like even seen since like Evo 2013. So I was like, hey, that guy, he's here, he's alive.
Yeah.
So I guess like in terms of of course Alex is gonna be there. I guess if you, all those who like Neverland's gonna be there. I'm trying to think of people. I don't think
Zeph
Blue
going?
Boy. Who Zeph?
Yeah.
I had heard he was looking at it, but now that he had like his previous issues, I don't know where he stands, and since no one really can contact him, I have no
Yeah.
idea. So, Alex, if you're still listening, do you have, I guess, like a player list of people? Because I don't know about Hates. I know you're in here, and I'm not sure if you're going to that or not.
Be there or be Exit Wounds.
Yeah, be there or be Exit Wounds. Doesn't show it to his own tournament.
They are selling shirts, and the shirt sales go to the pot too. So
yes, so yeah, if you like the Exit Wounds shirts, buy them. Support them.
So I can't. I forgot who Exit Wounds was. Like I just know it as the tournament name now. Okay. Okay. Right.
The Dope Dojo is my happy place. So
okay.
yes, Hates will indeed be there. So there are people come there. Nice. This fucking barbecue. I don't understand why you wouldn't come anyway.
Because it's in
I'm a
California.
fan of these. I'm a fan of these tournaments that get named after some people in the community doing ridiculous things, like Rooftop Fight Club. If anyone's familiar with that one,
I think I've heard that one. Yeah.
That's
I've heard
the
it, but
East
I don't
Coast
know.
one.
I don't know who that's.
I think that guy was. It was about Warble from Massachusetts. In Soul Calibur 4, he used to post all this ridiculous crap.
Yeah.
And he was doing stuff like, I study martial arts in real life. He's like, we fight on rooftops, and we only do kicks like aerial kicks at half
Full speed
speed.
aerial
Because full speed aerial kicks are too
That's
dangerous.
That's how FSAC came to be. FSAK.
So yeah, but Alex says Sam Levy, so Xbox Live Warrior, Velseed, Xbox Live Warrior, Dr. Pepper, Xbox Live Warrior, Tomahawk, and good old Tommy. That'd be amazing if he goes there, because Tommy's an excellent commentator, and I guess just an excellent guy all around. Because the way he commentated Evo was great. Blue Boy, I have no clue. So yeah, that'd be nice to see Sunya again. Market KO'd, so Dampier, the dumps, and yeah, Neverland. So a lot of dudes who have never shown up to actual tournaments, but they're coming out now. So it's like, I mean, it's great they're coming out to play, but I mean, like, I guess, yeah.
I would imagine that Blue Boy would show up just as NEC prep, but I don't know. Maybe
that would be smart, but yeah, it's like I don't know if like how he is in terms of money. But I mean, like, if he can, by all means, go out and just say, "Hey guys, I'm alive. I'm alive again." Even though, like, I know he's announced to people that he's coming. He is very highly likely to come to NEC. But it's like, well, let's see where you're at right now, because I don't know how he is in terms of like his play style. Because I'm pretty sure if he's playing, like, I guess he's playing like a lot of the top people to get back into shape. So
yeah.
But yeah, a lot of cool people. And if you're new, go, I guess, like these guys. I want my buddy Dr. Pepper to do well, because I feel like he's a little underrated right now.
Yeah, I think he would do well.
Yeah.
When I watch him play, I don't see anything that I'm like, why are you doing that? I like the way he plays.
Yeah, it's very true, very solid. He's never going really out of bounds with how he plays Pat, so it's like, why not? If Cali can produce Blue Boy, then they can produce another one. So it's like, all right, why not?
Oh, who are we talking about now?
This is Dr. Pepper. He's Xbox
Oh,
Live
yeah.
Pat. Yeah, if he's well known because like he plays very true and very like not extremely like, he doesn't have like that like online warrior kind of aspect, because he does go offline, but not for like really Soul Calibur. He goes for Tekken because he's primarily Tekken, but he's still a very good Soul Calibur player, and I'd like to see him when he does offline. So
Okay.
that'd be one person to look and see how he plays, since his pad is even if like I actually have good connection with him, and his pad makes me infuriated. Well, not just because I'm bad against pad, but like just he plays him very well. So it's like there's a character to look out for.
Yeah.
Well, anybody can play Pat, so.
Hey man, Sam Levy's gonna be there.
I feel like we've heard that before.
Yes,
we have recently.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, it's not wrong, but
Well,
it
yeah,
depends on how
select Patroclus and play 3 to 5 rounds.
It depends on how high level we're talking here.
Like, you going the brain dead Pat, or are we going like I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty safe to say a brain dead anybody doesn't really do well.
I mean, the guy who says this is gonna be there, so here, have a first taste of what you believe is brain dead and what is not.
God.
I'm surprised he says that, because he plays Dr. Pepper a lot, and Dr. Pepper plays not stupid at all. So.
Yeah, but does he lose? If he loses,
he loses.
Yes.
I think he loses constantly. I don't think there's been a day that I haven't seen Levy lose to DP.
Then we should not be surprised that he says that the character's brain dead.
Yeah.
He loses to him all the time. Like, number one criteria for complaints.
It's because he loses to it.
Speaking of which, this Sam Levy guy has ruffled
My Jimmy.
of one fusion.
My Jimmies.
What was that about there?
Stupid stuff.
Okay.
He doesn't like to go into detail about this.
Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, we got to get it out there now. It's
he's gonna be offline, man. You might as well.
I will be surprised if he even is offline, like at a tournament in his own area. It's like probably an Exitwounds, but no, it's just people. Where to even begin? They can't distinguish between them thinking they've adapted to something and just doing Astaroth B grabs over and over and Bull Rush Brave Edges and nothing you can do about it in a 2-bar connection. And they're like, oh, I figured it out. I know what to do now. It's like, oh my god, clueless, dude. Fully clueless.
So he beat you and figured, well, Fusion's not that good.
Right. He ended my like 20 streak in the room that I was in against another guy who was beating him, but I have a 4 or 5 connection with that person.
Right.
And it was like, and actually that person was decent, better than this guy for sure. It's like he won like once, twice, and then he's like trying to coach up the other person on how to beat me. It's like, oh my god, he's like, you're ducking too much. Like, you duck more than this guy.
You know what though? Like, I always hated that advice when somebody's just like, "Oh, you duck too much." Like, as long as there's a reason for why you do it. Like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not working, fucking change it up. But still,
Sure.
like, just random coaching from like other people in the lobby. Like, "Oh, you got to stop moving." It's like, all right, I'll just play without the directional pad. Thanks.
Exactly. Very vague advice. Don't stop doing the things that you're getting hit. Don't do those. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Oh, that was what the hell? I think it was NEC. Oh no, it was Summer Jam. It was the Summer Jam Party Wolf one where I played Ninja Guy, and Grandma's Got Game is sitting behind me, and he goes, I think you just need to, not get hit with 4-4A. And I'm like, all right, thanks. I didn't realize I was willingly doing that. But this vague coaching is funny.
Oh man.
Oh god. No, I will be surprised if that guy beats anybody at Exitwounds. I will be surprised if everybody will
You want to
totally
bet?
trash him.
I'll throw a match.
Anybody I can think of is better than that guy.
Do you know where he's from?
He's Cali. He's I think North Cal, I believe.
Oh, he won't be at NEC then.
No, Exitwounds. He said he's planning to go.
Oh,
there.
he said he's going to Exitwounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, that's something at least.
His first tournament. He says it's his first tournament, but he's also certain
he's gonna win
that
it. Yeah.
Well, he's certain that he'd take games off of me. That was one thing he said. He's certain that he would rape me offline. He's certain of a lot of things. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I guess that's the attitude that you want to have, sort of, kind of. That first tournament confidence.
You're free.
I don't know. I don't think I would brag about being able to take games off of somebody, like, unless that means I'm actually going to win the whole set.
Right.
But
I've played Klob a total of 5 games because I won 3-2, and because of those 2 games, and this guy I guess knows Klob or plays with him, he's like, well, Klob got 2 games on you, so I'm gonna get tons of them. I can do just as well or better.
Oh, okay.
So one of these guys, like,
yeah.
Okay, congratulations. Like, I barely beat a guy that I had no experience of. Like, I figured it out enough that I could win the match, which is what I need to do.
God, if only it was that simple, man. Like, if only it was that simple. I can beat somebody you can't beat, so therefore I can beat you. Like,
exactly.
If only it was that simple. Oh my God, you know how many times I'd have beaten Woes by now? Just by the nature of how many times I beat JJJ. It's like all right, I can beat this guy, so yeah, that just doesn't work.
All right. So
there was I remember in my local scene for the longest time, there was a guy who was like, well, he would always get like 4th or so, and like the top guys was always Mateo, Jimmy Pikachu, and then Mystic Bill. And when I was starting to learn how to play, like, okay, I could, and then this guy would always get 4th. His name was Jared, and he played Taki.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, like I could do really well. I'd beat Bill occasionally. I might even beat Jimmy from time to time, but I would lose against this guy every time. Like every time it'd be Taki with, like, I couldn't read 1A at all.
Right.
And it was just like he just knew exactly how to beat me, whereas some of these other guys just didn't. I don't know why. So there's always these weird triangles that happen, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's not a 1-to-1. It's character specific. It's play style. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to have that problem with Rigel back in like the early Soul Calibur 4 days. Like, he would take me out of almost every tournament, but yet, like, the people who would beat him, like KDZ and like Dreamkiller, I would like go even with them or beat them, and I just couldn't. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. But okay, so we got TFC, Exitwounds, and there was another tournament, right?
Edgemaster Series. That was the UK tournament that
Oh, yeah.
happened a
Oh
while
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that happened on the same day as or same weekend as TFC.
Yeah, it brought a lot of shock to people because this tournament, this was instead of oh my gosh, if you, I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background, but if this is the tournament that Lolo got fifth at, this is the one that everyone had
Yeah,
predicted him to win. So
yeah.
it's weird. If you guys are unfamiliar and did not watch the games about it, but it was. Yeah, it's hard to put into words because the games how it went, but the ones, at least the ones that I've watched, basically, when he went to play Kiev, the Kiev who won the tournament and things like that was it was already up two games Lolo was winning, yeah, with two
Right.
games preemptively, and then just suddenly like it dropped. It looked like it went from watching Lolo to like watching Corando. So I was like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, I don't mean to
I
hate
don't.
on Corando, but I mean, it was
No,
just.
go ahead. Go right ahead.
I mean, it was just. It was like stuff was like. I mean, he did say his adapter was messing up because like I would be seeing him things do like he went to like Indian stance B and like the funnier part was like he did that, but the funny thing was that like he didn't even bother to step it because like it's slow as all it's beyond slow, so it's like I didn't understand it. I just really didn't understand why like one he didn't well I mean like I guess you wouldn't really bother to know about Yoshi Jank, but I mean like just the fact that like he let it happen, so I'm like it was.
I'm gonna say. I mean, I only saw 3 matches so far. It was Lolo Kiev and then Lolo Maxo
Yes.
and then the grand finals. But the Lolo Kiev match actually was really good. Um, just like I mean, I know it looked like maybe I mean I don't know if there was any controller issues, but it just looked like Kiev's not even so much his spacing, but just like his ability to like bait attacks and shit, like with the unblockable cancels and like the B fakes or K fakes or whatever the hell he was doing, like just making Lolo like whiff shit like 2-2K in front of him, and he would just punish everything with A slide B and 4B Brave Edge. It was just like he just somehow got Lolo to overcommit to shit, which he normally doesn't do.
Yes.
But I don't think that was him just fucking up. I think that was more Kiev just conditioning him in some way. And
I can agree on that to a degree. I guess now I'm looking back on it, I can see that. But for some reason, just like I thought, like Lolo was already like recognizing every time like he would back up and like pull out the 4B Brave Edge or just stuff that would like it's a 3B or something like that. He was predicting like every single time that happened, and I suppose Keith switched up. I don't know. It's just like yeah, because when I saw that overcommitment, I just thought basically it was like Lolo, yeah, just generally just fucking up rather than I guess looking at Kiev almost like conditioning him to do that. But I guess
yeah,
you can take it from both ways, I guess. But because now that I think about it, I can see that he probably did switch it up originally from what his original game plan was. Just that I think while I was watching Keith, it looked good because the way he was spacing was really good because Cervantes being that generally that good, I was like, wow, he's keeping his space, he's not overcommitting. Because I guess I would almost say like Lolo, I feel like Lolo plays a lot better up close because he I guess knows how to really want to throw out the Manji fist because I think I would always see that it wants to get a counter hit every time because he
yeah.
just knows how to position it so well. So I was thinking like, all right, he does not want to get near that. So he played it. He played a really good spacing game. So I guess I don't know. I'll really have to
Well,
relook at that.
Kiev was also taking away, and Maxo did this also, but Kiev was taking away full crouch 3K because he was just mashing 2A at like he would get hit with a 2A or he'd get hit with a 2B or something. He would just mash 2A to stop him from doing it altogether. So
Nightmares to it?
Nah,
Cervantes.
Cervantes.
Oh, sorry. I didn't watch it,
Um,
so.
You're right.
yeah, he plays Cervantes the whole tournament, I think.
Huh.
I don't think he plays Nightmare anymore.
No.
Interesting.
But yeah, so he would just like mash a 2A at like -7, -8 just to stop full crouch 3K from hitting him. And so Lolo instead was doing like run up 2B and shit like that would stop 2As and then he would get backstepped and punished.
Yeah.
I didn't know Cervantes had so many ways to ring out off of with the 4B Brave Edge into the what is it? What the hell is the input for that shit? The air grab?
Oh, that's
B2.
that's two. That's like B2.
Yeah, B2. That. And yeah, he was doing that. He did like 6B Brave Edge into B2, and it was just like, oh my god, he's just getting all these angled ring outs. And I don't know, it was a pretty good match. Like if you're just looking for, like you may not understand it, like just based on the fact that it's Lolo and Lolo's supposed to win everything, so why is he fucking up now?
Yeah.
But like if you just look at what he's actually doing, it's actually really good. The Maxo match was completely different.
Oh, that was no. I stopped watching after like the second Sergey.
It wasn't even that it was bad. It was just like Lolo had him every game, and then he would like do something linear and get sidestepped and rung out with Voldo 2-2B into back turn whatever, and it'd be like the weirdest. Like he would just get rung out over the short wall in the green stage, and he would get like hit with 2-2B into back turn 60K into CE on the ground. And I was just like, oh my god, like just one vertical whiffs and he just loses all this health. And I'm like, Lolo, just put every B button away. Just do all A attacks from here on out.
Just do 4 AAAA.
Seriously. It's like, oh man, it was so, like, it was frustrating to watch because it was like, oh my god, he was one hit away from winning this and he just got up and stepped and did this move and it was all over. It's like, but yeah, grand finals was not. I don't remember how close it was. I know it didn't go to bracket reset. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I don't even know how the rules go in Europe because I remember the last tournament I watched, there was like a first to 5 for grand finals, where Belial beat Pantocrator.
Oh yes, I know that one. I know which tournament you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't even really know the rules for that, but it seemed like it was first to 3. And Kiev won, which kind of makes a statement for, him supposed to be at NEC this year. I don't know if Maxo's going, but it'd be nice if he did.
It would be nice. It'd be interesting to see another Voldo who is put out there as pretty much one of the best along with Dime. So I was like, but. Let's see. Speaking of the French who are coming, I don't think we have like an official list, but we have an idea. A lot of the guys from previous year are coming again. Of course, Shad, the Pyrrha player, who actually there's been a thing. He no longer plays Pyrrha. He's playing Viola now. So.
Who?
Yeah.
Dradek?
Dradek. That's who it is. Yeah, he's now playing.
Wow.
Yeah, he dropped Pyrrha.
Somebody showed him the way.
I guess, or our France still always thought, Pyrrha's bad. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, they still have the idea that Pyrrha is just bad, and it was just Zefukai playing like a god.
Well, that is actually, I mean, it wasn't really on the list of topics, but that is actually a very interesting, like, you ever notice how different regions have, like, a completely different view of the game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's just, like, I don't understand it. Like, what, if you just look at the tools as they are, what does Pyrrha have that makes her bad? Like, that to me is just mind-boggling. Like, what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's
Weird.
like you really can't say she has any bad moves at all. Or I guess like I almost want to say they're almost going off like player kind of thing. Like you're looking just at Dradek, or how do you say his name, Dradek?
I say Dradek. I don't know.
Yeah, but like I guess they're just looking off Dradek, who just like plays her like as simple as can be, like AA backstep 3B, BB sidestep 2BB mash the whole string. It's like this is just simple stuff. Like I guess if you're looking just at that, it looks like the character's not that good, but like that's not the idea. You have to look at like the move itself. Like she has 2 kicks that track rolling everywhere. Doesn't her 1K and her 4K like track like rolling every single direction, I believe, or something.
No, you can roll it to one side, but it's not easy.
Yeah,
I do it a lot though. So
yeah, it's like even regardless, it's like 2 dumb kicks that are extremely good, and then incredibly fast, like of stab that pretty much can amplify your damage if you always get the just frame for like 60 some damage. So it's like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's like she has a 3B that pushes out that sometimes can get you out of range and you can't punish it. So it's like
Every 8-way run move she has tech crouches.
she has the 1,000
She
tech
has
crouches move.
she has the best Punisher in the game. Like, what? I mean, all right, if you space her out, yeah, she can be spaced out to some degree, as long as you whiff nothing, and then she gets a stab and she's right on top of you.
I mean,
No just frame timing, so
Yeah,
you're just
exactly.
consistent all the time. Character's amazing.
Yeah, I understand what's bad about the character. Like the only thing that are bad are just the jank moves that about any other character have that basically don't do that because it's just stupid. Like I think like her like A like kind of like Brave Edge thing, like you can like just guard that or step it. It's like you just don't want to do that. Like that's kind of general for like any other character. You wouldn't just want to throw it out there. Like I don't 236B Brave Edge with Mitsu out of the blue.
Yeah, you
Well,
do.
even if
Doesn't her
When?
auto GI doesn't her auto GI even repel Viola's ball? I don't think you get
yeah, because
I don't think you get anything, but like if you don't have
you get a
meter to
CE.
GI,
You get a CE.
really?
Yeah.
This stuff's like you can have no meter and still deflect Viola ball stuff. It's like she just has everything.
Yeah, but yeah, her auto GI is one of the most ridiculous things to me. I'm probably in the minority there, but like
I'll
it's
agree.
out there. It's out there for so long, like especially compared to Omegas, which is out there for like 2 frames. Like Pyrrha can it's out there forever. It GIs every mid. That's
Pretty
unless
much.
it's like a stab or something like that. I mean, for Pat, I guess it wouldn't matter because you're throwing out 6XP anyway. But
But
Brainless,
it's a stab.
brain dead style.
but it's like it's just so good. It limits so many characters' options for like coming in and trying to press buttons when she's at disadvantage.
It's good. It's really good. It's better than Pat's. I mean, he can't stop kicks.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah.
can.
I mean, the damage is definitely not better than Pat's if you
Depending.
get the glitch.
I mean, if you GI a horizontal, then you get a launch. If you do a vertical, then you get that 3-hit into the air.
But
which
if Pat
hurts.
if Pat does the glitch, he gets.
Yeah, that still overwhelms about anything
True.
that she can do.
His is kind of like I can't. Not that she can cancel it, but I can't cancel mine either. And if they see it, they'll duck and get a full punish.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So I don't know. If I could trade, I would take her.
Yeah.
Hey man, Pat's very good enough. We don't need that.
But yeah, like I mean, not that she's broken or anything like that, but I just just when I think of like, because I remember in Soul Calibur 4, when people were confused about whether or not Amy was as good as she was, and like the French were like, well, she's not that good because you can bait her mid auto GI that GIs everything and has a safe follow up. You can just bait it by delaying your attacks, and I'm like, what? That's okay. So how does that like? Doesn't that apply to every character with any auto GI ever? Like,
yeah.
Nah, man, just Amy Pacific.
Oh man, but yeah, it's just weird. I remember we talked to Ruka at last year's NEC about who Japan thought was their top, and theirs was similar to the U.S., except they had Algol much higher up, and I think Natsu was lower than we have her generally. But pretty much, Alpha, Pat, Viola, Pyrrha, Pat, and then Algol was in there somewhere. But it was fairly similar to what we know here. But it's crazy how that tends to work out.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's French Pacific or something like that, but I guess it's just certain people when they say certain things, I guess, the thing, because, the reoccurring joke with France is basically they still think that Valdo back turn 2A plus B is unseeable. So.
It's not. It is seeable? Wait, what?
No, it's I-22.
Yeah.
It's pretty fast.
I-22. Well, the thought
Yeah,
is that
it's
you have.
only seeable. But all right, let's be honest though. Like, it's really only seeable if you play Voldo or play against Voldo. I mean, it's like if you're not used to the initial ducking part of it, then yeah, you're not going to really react to it. But once you've seen that enough, you can pretty much react to it.
I don't know why they still think Pear is bad. Because like you said, like she's not broken dumb. It's just she's like so simple and so clean that it's just very good. So it's like I don't understand. I guess it's just like I said, I still think they kind of just go off like a player basis. Almost saying like they like whoever played this character kind of like is the set in stone for what this character is. So it's like.
Mm.
Like, suddenly like Shad comes, they praise Alpha Pat, got the best character in game, and then and it's like Kiva come along, Cervantes so good, can't punish A slide B. What do I do?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird how they view their characters, but apparently the Lolo their competition is higher over there, so.
I think
I
that
mean,
sways it too, like Zach was saying, region to region. If you have whoever your like godlike player per region is gonna sway people's opinion about how strong certain characters are.
yeah,
Especially when you play one of those proclaimed, best characters by other regions, but you just get crushed by your
Yeah.
local crazy player. It really
yeah.
makes you not believe in that.
No, I just think it's interesting because that means like there's an entirely different understanding of how the game is played, and maybe that's something to discuss if you're well. I mean, you're not going to really be next to the French all the time, but
Yeah.
just
No, as little as possible. I'm just kidding. Just
um,
kidding, French people.
but yeah, it was a pretty good tournament from what I've seen. I still have some more matches to look at. So I mean, I want to see how Gold Shad did. I know he got third or something like that, but I want to see what actually happened.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine Voldo being a problem for Alpha Pat, but apparently Maxo. I'll say this about Maxo: he has some of the fastest like decision making I've seen in a while. Just I don't know how to really explain it. He just like commits to something immediately,
It works out
and
extremely well in his favor.
well, even if it doesn't, it's just like
It was something
he's
still
aware.
smart to do in the.
He's just so aware of every like break in the action that he's not like you don't really see him statue block at all. He's like making some kind of a move um, that's meant to counter a specific thing like really fast. And like all those last minute side steps into ring outs against Lolo, it was just like, oh my god, man! Like how he just got hit like 4 times, knocked down with all these mix ups, and he gets up and steps on that last one and kills him for it. It's like I don't know.
Hate
I
says he
mean,
makes his living on matchup ignorance.
all right, well, I can't. I don't know what he knows about matchups, but just like what I was seeing him do was fairly impressive, considering most people don't seem to think too highly of him over here. So,
Well, hates
that
this
was my
move is
first time
good.
seeing him play.
Hates this move is good because people don't punish it all the time. That's a LAU teaching that we learned a long time ago about how Nightmare in Soul Calibur 3 does really well. You should keep doing bad moves because people don't always punish it.
Oh, is that
That used to
the
be
that's the
logic, and
philosophy?
then followed by like 3 pages of people being like, "Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Thanks." Like, oh my god, LOU 2.0.
Man, I want to say he's not wrong, but I don't think
Oh, it's
I.
true. People don't always
That's
punish stuff, but that should not guide
but
your
that's
like
right. You
strategy.
shouldn't base. Yeah. Oh man. Well. Oh yeah, Lau. God, I remember that guy. And wow, man.
I don't.
Yeah, he was in Soul Calibur 4. I mean, he's probably earlier than Soul Calibur 4, but I knew him in Soul Calibur 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot to say.
One of those, huh?
One of
Yeah.
those.
The 2.0 max. That's not funny though. Oh man.
But yeah, so Kyiv, I would say making a statement with that win. I don't. Is Shad supposed to come down too for NEC? I don't know.
Yeah, he
I think
is.
so.
Because
Okay.
you definitely saw the video. Shout out to
Oh
Planet
yeah, I guess we
LP.
need to bring that up too. Yeah.
Yes, if we're all not aware already, yes. There's a guy actually who was not even related to like had like I guess he was just a French player or who just got really upset about what LP says in general. So he like would find these direct things where like he said like Maxo was free or anything else like that. And the funny thing is like this had nothing to do with like Shad or any of them, but like I guess they went along with it as soon as it was made with it. But some guy made a video like pointing out like this the final round match between LP and Hawkeye when he played Alpha Pat, and like it was like just pretty much saying like every time he missed a twister, every time he missed a
Yeah.
chest frame,
Yeah.
yeah, which I'm like, it's kind of a stupid way to try and fire shots, but it was effective because he definitely replied to
The
it.
best part of that video was they did it in 2 languages.
Yeah, they did it in 2 languages. But yeah, they just pretty much were saying like, man, you got shit execution. But I'm like,
I mean,
Do they know that LP's main is not Alpha?
yeah, that's the funny part. I was like, this is probably the only time you'll see him play Alpha because Hawkeye has the complete download on Viola, especially LP's Viola because they play constantly. So it's like,
also that footage is from a tournament 2 years ago. So
yeah, it's like,
Well, when's the last tournament LP's been to though? Like, it was the one with Blue Boy, right?
and he
Midland Warfare, yeah.
did he go to NEC that year? Or
No.
It was no, yeah. Midland was the last tournament he was at because it was NEC final round. Then
That's
it was
right.
Midland. Yeah, so then it was Midland. So Midland was his very last one.
okay.
Well, so yeah, I mean that wasn't, you know.
Yeah, he didn't play. He didn't play Alpha Pat besides that one match, but they took that as the thing.
I mean, I guess technically speaking, that would be one of his more recent tournament matches since he hasn't really been out to tournaments since then. Obviously, he's not the same player as he was back then, but you know.
The
But I
video
just
was
thought,
funny.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was just hilarious. Like,
yeah,
if that was directed towards me, I would have just found that funny. Like, that wouldn't, you know.
it's
was
a weird
funny, but
video.
like a lot of the failed APAT stuff they took were from after the round was over. It was like 2 or 3 seconds, that you get. It was like, okay, yeah, he's trying to do that move, but it's not working. But he won the round, probably. Like,
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
That's hilarious though. But yeah, hopefully we will see LP at NEC. Not sure whether he's confirmed or not, or deconfirmed or whatever, but hopefully he will be there when December hits.
Yeah,
I think he, as I've mentioned, maybe not on here, but I mentioned on some podcasts before, he's one of the only players, like known players, I've never played in Soul Calibur 5, online or off.
Oh, really?
I played him one game online, like in the very first year of the game, and then after that, we just kept disconnecting, so we never tried it again.
Didn't he call you out like once? Like he called like a bunch of people out to like, hey, I want to match you or play you. I swear, like on his massive list, he had you or something.
Yeah, he just wanted to know who was going to be showing up.
Oh, that
but
was a
no,
show.
he,
Okay.
he never challenged me to a money match or anything like that.
I don't know. I swear to God, I don't think it was you. I think it was Zeph actually who probably did or something like that. But like he had like this.
Yeah,
big
Zeph did last year. Yeah.
Yeah, like he had this big list like, hey, I want to play you. So it's like okay.
Yeah.
So.
Blue Boy did too, but that I had already accepted Zeph's at the time, so I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to do more than one right now. But yeah, if Blue Boy shows up, then we'll see if we can do that.
Should be fun. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It will be an NEC that I hope I don't miss like last year.
Well, yeah, it'll be your first NEC anyway.
Yeah, it most definitely will be. Oh man, should we guess it goes to one of our little few topics? I guess since we've been talking about this tournament so far.
Yeah, I mean it kind of leads right into it because you win. have a certain reputation amongst some players based on your online matches, and apparently you were fated to lose to Fusion because you were free. I don't know who exactly made this claim, um, or how they formed this opinion, but I think you would know better than us. So why don't you explain what happened there?
Oh, okay. So, currently after the TFC concluded, some dudes say like, "Hey, congratulations to Fusion," and they're like, "Oh, nice dude, congratulating, thanking the guys who came out and whatnot." And then I see this guy like, "Yo," and then I see this man. Okay, we can just go and say, "Yeah," but Sultan pretty much came in there and said, "Hey, man, I knew that Win was no match for no match for Fusion." I'm like, "All right," I'm like, "Who are you and where do you come off saying this?" He's like, "I know who you are. I've played you online and I've played Fusion like a ton of games, so I knew you were no match." I'm like, okay, like first off, I'm like, I do have no recall of playing you like ever with my Mitsurugi. He's like, oh man, I know who you are. It's like, all right, so you're taking online matches and concluding this was the reason why I lost to Brett. And he's like, hey man, don't be salty over your losses, but it's like I know because I played you. I'm like, so I'm like, all right, where's the argument in this? So I'm like, all right. So if I did play you, I'm assuming this was probably when I first got my PlayStation, which was probably almost over a year ago. So I'm thinking like, all right, so you're going from like my playstyle a year ago. So but it's like, oh man, but it's like, so he's like, oh man, but well, it seems that I'm correct. I'm right because you lost. So I'm like, all right, this is pointless as hell. There's no argument here. So I'm like, I'm out. So, but
So I guess he's
It was silly.
Sultan. He's another guy who's supposed to be coming to NEC. Hopefully, he gets to come out. I really want to see how that guy does offline because he's pretty good.
apparently, Iredor Bunny is just paying for his ticket along with Menace and
Oh,
Nice Like
really?
Ice. Yes, he's being the mini ring
Okay,
out,
well,
as they
there you
say.
go.
So
There
yeah,
you go.
he's coming to play.
Sweet.
Cool. I actually want to play him then because it's been a long time since we played, and we've never played offline. So,
I guess if I play him, let's say this would have been different if it was online matches.
but yeah. So is how accurate would you say it is to, or can it be accurate to form an opinion of someone's actual skill based off of a few games, whether it's online or offline? And does it matter less if it's online?
I guess yeah, I'm gonna take the first swing. I would say that it's not accurate to to like fully analyze someone's true skill online, but it's an idea to get like online like allows you at least to understand them to a degree, like understand like some tendencies and whatnot. But like people like I guess the greatest example of this is Jay because people like JJJ who I play online play. I guess like I go even with him online, but like when I see him go offline, it's like it's a completely different person almost in a way. Like I see like all this great, it's like almost unstoppable Mitsurugi player offline because like I almost want to say like he goes Super Saiyan offline. So it's like yeah, it's almost like yeah he like takes it up like 5 more levels than what like I'm used to. So it's like well this is completely different. So it's like I almost to yeah like how when you were watching Brett you said you didn't think you'd be able to beat him. Like when I play Jay online I think like yeah I feel pretty good I can beat Jay. But when I see him play offline I'm like oh man, could I actually like take him down, or will I just
Yeah,
get like 3-0'd? It's like,
yeah,
but yeah, my next thing is I don't feel like you could really truly get someone's true skill from online matches, but rather you can like make an assessment of just yeah, like I said before, tendencies, just making at least a general point of like how he has like some of his play, but you realize they're gonna be different because you can't expect him to play the same way every time. It's like, no man, I got the download. This is how he's gonna always play, but that's never the case because Jay is constantly always mixing it up. So it's like it's never
yeah,
gonna be the same, and he's gonna play in a way that is gonna adapt. It's gonna be better, and it's gonna probably beat you. So I don't find it online matches to be a great way to really judge someone's skill at all. So,
well, what if you just have a really good connection with the person?
um,
Obviously, it's not going to be exactly the same, but
yeah, but I guess because like it's almost different because there's almost like the way I want to say, like, the way I played like Brett and casuals was like was a lot different from when I played him on like up on the actual tournament setting.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot different. I want to say it's almost due to a little more of my inexperience with that and other reasons, but and generally Brett was on a fucking tear on that
Yeah.
tournament, so it's like there's a lot of factors to list on like what makes things different, but I almost feel like almost every engagement you have with a person will be constantly different because like I said, different factors, different. It's hard to list because there's a lot of things that can really change someone's game plan and the way they play, whether just being like nerves, like where you're at, like because in casuals you're playing very like again, it's casuals. You're like in a nice calm environment. You're having fun. You're just playing the game. But like when it comes tournament time, you gotta be like either like some people you're focused. You're trying to get your head in the game. You want to like block out sound, or maybe you're just up there playing like you do in casuals and you just play great or not. So it's like it's hard to say.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot on that.
Yeah, so if you're just playing somebody offline, like let's say you play somebody and you win like 3-1 or something like that before you guys just stop playing for whatever reason. Do you look at that and go, okay, I beat this guy 3-1, so that puts me at a higher level of skill than the guy I just beat, just based off of those handful of games? Do you think that's accurate?
Brett, go for a second. I'm gonna think.
If you think that they're not sandbagging you, you know what I mean? Which is, well, I think people sandbag a lot less now than they used to.
Well, let's just assume they're
previous
not
games.
sandbagging.
Then it depends how the matches are going. Like it really depends on what you're losing to. Are they doing gimmicky stuff that you're getting hit by where normally you don't? Or you know, vice versa. Are they getting hit by shit that they probably don't? Then you come to tournament match time and they just solidify and everything that was getting you damage before is killing you.
Right.
Then probably not that 3-1. only let you you like exposed your tricks too early in that case. But there's other times where if they just can't keep up with your like basic autopilot type of stuff, yeah, the match is probably done no matter when you play. That's how I feel about it. And if you're talking about, I mean, that's all I have about offline that I can think of right now.
Yeah.
Like offline before the tournament, or offline during, or offline another time.
Right.
Online to offline is kind of another animal. Where, I mean, for me, the playing online, the worst part is just the movement. It's not always like, yeah, I can punish something with a 6-6B because it's super negative, because I have some time to think that they're going to do that, and I can see the animation and then hit back. It's more like getting tagged with things that I never would offline, so then I can't move around normally like I would. Right. And it then I don't move or play like I normally would when I have that. So like what they see is, oh, this guy just stands here and blocks and gets hit by everything.
Right.
Whereas regularly I would move around a lot, and if you whiff something, I'm going to launch you immediately. So it really doesn't give you a good idea in that case. Again, you can't always just look at the score. I mean, you gotta. There's been people I've beaten like 5-0 online or whenever, and I still don't feel like it's a good match. Like I'm still not doing something right or wrong. Like normally I don't do 6-6A Brave Edge with Pat because I just get screwed over most of the time.
Yeah, I don't use it either. Yeah.
But if I'm struggling and I feel like, okay, I think this is gonna win, and I don't have a lot of other ideas against this guy right now, so I'm gonna try it, and I win, and maybe I do a couple other sketchy, YOLO CEs or something. Okay, I think this is gonna work, and it did, or caught him on, and I end up winning 5-0. I don't feel like, oh yeah, 5-0, no problem against this guy, until that stuff stops working. Because I've been in the other position, like I've lost to people who've done that to me, and where I think some people would get really frustrated or like maybe panic a bit I just feel like, oh, I actually like that. I'm like, okay, if that's what they're gonna do, I'm gonna keep that knowledge, and I hope they keep doing it because next time it's gonna be a free win. So
Right.
I don't know. The score doesn't always matter. Even what's hitting you doesn't always matter as long as you're, downloading, updating what you need to do, and just keep a handle on, is it reasonable that I'm going to be able to change a couple of these things and start winning? I mean, honestly, when I play against Zeph, I feel like, okay, even if I win a couple of rounds here or there, something's wrong against like my strategy against his. There's something I need to change like fundamentally to win these. So yeah, I could maybe even win a tournament match against him, but I would never feel like comfortable, I guess, until I figure out whatever it is I'm missing. There's just certain players where I'm like, even if I win, I don't feel like I got a handle on this. I really don't.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
well,
It's good to be realistic.
you can beat people that you don't necessarily consider yourself better than.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
that happens. That's not. I've told the story of me versus Furzy before, where we played before and he beat me like 17-6, but I was able to remember what he was beating me with. So when I played him in tournament, I beat him like 2 games straight. And it's like, I don't necessarily think I'm better than the guy for doing that, but I'm still in the tournament. He's not. So that's, I guess at the end of the day, that's the goal. But I don't know. I mean, some people seem to think that one set, and yeah, I mean, do we need to mention Moneymuffins and his recent uh, posts about where he ranks players? Like,
Sure.
okay, well, long and short of it is pretty much he has a player tier list and
Mid-tier
made
bitch fuck.
entirely, yeah, made entirely,
It's colorful names.
made entirely by himself and his observations of certain players and whether or not he feels that their potential matches up to people in the different categories. And one player in particular, Never Relent, used to be mid tier. And after a first to 10 set, he's now low tier. And this is just one set that they had online. And I just couldn't understand how you decide someone's potential in one set. Maybe I'm missing something here, but
I'm
yeah.
curious, Zach. Have you ever played Moneymuffins, or do you play him like
Yes.
decently? How often?
I've played him. Not often because our connection is garbage.
Did you win most of them?
The very first time I played him, he beat me. The most recent time I played him, I beat him 10-5.
I guess I just don't know where he gets the thing. Like for me, like I was surprised he didn't be on there because like the only times I played him were just because because like I would play him like 3 games and I'm like I'd be done because the connection, like I would just like, all right, the connection's shit, whatever, let me just play him. Like I maybe like I would win most of these little sets, but like recently I think like he was whooping my ass and I was like, screw this, I'm done with this crap. And like I was surprised to even be up on that list because I was thinking like, all right, he's just taking like an assessment of like our like little 3-game sets or something. So I was like,
Yeah.
because I'm like, there's no real like actual assessment videos of me. So I'm thinking like, all right, I don't know where he's really gathering this data from. So
See, and that's another thing. Good thing that you're coming to NEC because right now, the one reason why I don't blame Moneymuffins or Sultan for where they rank you is because you're really not that exposed to like how many. I mean, you've been to like 3 TFCs and one random CEO.
yeah,
Like, you haven't really gotten that kind of stream exposure that Fuzion got with NEC or like I've gotten with whatever East Coast tournaments
Summer
are
Jam,
happening.
yeah, Winter Bro,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's not really all they know of you is whatever they see you online, the random times you're on TFC stream. So it's really not their fault in a way that they don't see you as good as you probably are. Because,
Yeah.
they haven't played you offline. You're not really, you haven't attended much. Like, I was where you are now in SoCal before, and it wasn't until that Full Speed Aerial Kicks tournament where people finally started to see who I was, because now I'm not just the guy that plays at Jaxel's house. You know, I've actually went to a major event, you know, and got on stream for one of the first times for a lot of people. So I think if you just keep showing up, that will change. So yeah, but outside of that, one set is just not enough for me to say, oh well, this guy's just, because if that's the case, Moneymuffin should have me above him just by the nature of the fact that the last time we played, he lost.
Yeah, I never understood that at all.
And I mean, to be honest, he could have put me in the bottom tier. I really, at this point, who cares about player tier rankings and all that? But I was just like, wait, let's see who it is that's going to challenge this guy to demand he get promoted.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, you told me, like, man, I can't wait to see this. I'm like, yeah, I was thinking maybe some, but then like if they realize, like, some people must realize, hey, that's Moneymuffins, pointless. So I'm like, yeah, it was like no way, but then I'm like, there's some people who don't know who that is, so it's like they'd probably be maybe a little bit upset by that. So it's like,
Yeah,
but it's weird because I feel like everyone here he has in the high ranks, he has probably not played as much, or just he's kind of looking at tournaments and how they place. But everyone lower is people he's probably played on online, and he's kind of just placing them kind of like willy nilly everywhere. And I'm like, because these don't make sense. Because like, say because yeah, Ninja Guy beat him twice. Why wouldn't he be higher than him? It doesn't make sense. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like he's just kind of just going really randomly on this list, and that instead of like how deep people are thinking it actually is.
Well, to be fair, like I know I've lost certain games where I felt like I wasn't, like, not that I wasn't outplayed at all, but like this is not something that would be consistent. I might have lost today, but if we played this set again tomorrow, I feel like the result could have been different. It might be a situation like that for Moneymuffins. I don't know. I really don't know what he actually thinks of Ninja Guy, but I know I've had sets like that where it's just like, yeah, I lost, but I'm not entirely convinced that this guy is that much better than me. So, yeah. But it's just the idea of a player tier ranking when literally that shit changes every tournament.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if one of the people on the bottom tier just has a real breakout performance, all of a sudden they're promoted. Like, how does this kind of thing work?
Yeah.
Realistically,
it was weird because like I would like see like because like I almost kind of think almost like I consider like Nice Like Ice, Cyan, and like Ninja Guy like all the way like because like those three like every time I'm on PSN those three are always like communicating with each other, like they're almost kind of all the same. I consider Ninja Guy the better of the three because he's paired off more, he's done a lot better. But then for some reason, like I would see like Cyan's on the same placement as him. Like, well, hold up, like I mean, like like Nice Like Ice and Cyan have like they both had their breakout performances. Well,
I'm gonna vote Sane the best of those three, but I've never actually played Ninja Guy, so I.
Yeah, it's I mean, Sane's. I'm not gonna.
Wait, did you say Sane or Scion?
Oh my bad. It's the Ivy. How you say it? It's
Sane. Oh yeah, Sane. Okay.
Yeah, Sane. So yes, I use Sane. So it's like his first tournament. Yeah, you know, I would say that probably was nerves. I'm not sure. Were you there? Yeah, you were there at NAC, right, Zach? For his first. Yeah. Was he nervous? I guess or anything like that? Because like his first tournament, he got destroyed. So I mean.
I don't know. He had a bad bracket.
Yeah, no, like he
ran into JJJ, and then he ran into Dime.
Yeah, I realized he had a terrible bracket, and that's why he didn't do as well. And then, like, you know, here came Winter Brawl beats Hawkeye. It's like, hey, who is this guy? It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
And then you have Nice Like Guys, you know, got third at CEO. So it's like, all right, well here they are, but it's like, I feel like they need a little more assessment besides one tournament to be placed that high. I mean, like they're great players. I played them both. And it's weird though. It's just like people who have appeared more are still being placed less, but the thing is like these people who are getting placed less have been more consistent. So I'm like, this is kind of weird how he's placing them. Like I'm not shitting on these guys at all. They're both great players, trust me. Because I first gave shit to both of them, but then they proved me wrong. So I've eaten my words more than once. So I don't know. His list is weird. I just don't understand how he play. How
He is weird.
That's the general assessment. He is weird.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he's a good player. Moneymuffins is a good player. I think sometimes he has trouble adapting. And he'll probably say otherwise because I think he kind of prides himself on his adaptation. But I think his strength is more in his basics and his neutral game. So, I mean, he's solid, but it's just one of those things where why are we still caring about? I mean, all right, we know you have Zeph and the guys who are seen as overall the top players, but after that, what difference does it make, really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Can't believe I would be defending Moneymuffins since we kind of don't like each other, but there was a lot of players on that list, so it's not terribly easy, I think, to consider all these different possibilities and put somebody somewhere. I mean, he's got to put you somewhere in his list, so I don't know. Like, I'm going to be way low on his list, even though lifetime I've beaten him a lot more online than he's beaten me, but honestly, the connection's not great. Again, it sound like a broken record, but it isn't. He plays kind of weird, but effective, like
right.
Single A's and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
3B, you don't punish it, single A.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
stuff.
I mean, whatever's effective, whatever. So, I don't know. But I'm way below players that I've beaten, so that doesn't really work.
It didn't make much sense because I was like, why is Brad on the same level I am when he got 5th at NEC? So I'm like,
at the end, who really cares? I mean,
I know, because
it's fun.
Like, it's just a personal list. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not the official list. It's just a personal opinion. So, but.
Right.
I mean, I guess if you just want to have it for the sake of discussion, sure. But then when you take it to the level 2, when you're like, now I can start demoting and promoting people. Based on
like this. Hey guys, make an official list here.
If you don't like, he's like, I imagine some people wouldn't like where they're placed, so
first to 10 me.
Challenge me in a first to 10 or a money match and prove otherwise. But then here's the thing, he's like, if you beat me bad enough, I might consider changing my mind.
Oh, that was the best.
I think I understand what he's saying. Go ahead.
All right, well, you explain it to me because I'm fucking confused.
Well, but how to put it into words? It's like he's still gonna have an opinion about how your play style. Like, I don't have a good answer for that, but it's like you can.
That's just dumb.
Like, what are you winning with?
He was
Even if you beat him in this first to 10, he still might not think you're good enough. Who knows? It's almost like an oofmatic thing where like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's an oof
the
thing.
matchup is 5-5. I don't know. They're like dedicated to. It's just what he thinks about your abilities. I guess that's what it boils down to.
All
like,
right.
although,
if that's the case, why are we playing? Why am I playing a first to 10 or a money match just for the possibility that he might change his mind?
Gotta please Moneymuffins.
What if I really hated where he placed me and I really wanted to be promoted, so I play him and he still doesn't promote me even if I win? Like, that is like
at least you get paid, I guess.
Yeah, well,
it's a money match.
That's like how some local scenes will have like ranking boards for games. It's like if you have that, but only the person you beat gets to decide if you move up.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I don't feel like you really beat me.
Oh, you beat number 9, but you don't feel like a number 9 kind of guy. So
sorry, dude.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. Nope.
Sorry, dude. Maybe next time. Oh man, that does really want. I really want to link that now because they said about oof, because oof is like, I guess was really known for this. He's saying like, hey guys, I believe most matchups for Damps are actually even. Don't believe me? First to 10.
Right.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's like, all right, so you're trying to, I guess,
Like, whatever happened to just saying, "Yo, challenge me, this person, to a first attempt"? Like, why are we going the
Just saying, like,
roundabout
yeah,
way
about your character.
to make a challenge? Like, we have a list that you can move up or down on. So, hey, you don't like where your plays? Challenge me. Just challenge the dude.
No,
Like,
it's funny. Do you
why?
actually know what he expects people to do now? He expects people to make a worthwhile challenge to him, like insulting him and like really giving the Warriors determination to play him instead of just asking for games. Because I think he
Oh,
still believes he legit said this like.
oh, oof! I thought you were talking about Moneymuffins still.
Oh no. Moneymuffins is his own man on that case, but Oof was saying like, hey, you gotta give me like that warrior's determination, like call me bad names. This is the only way you will ever challenge me. Oof, I'm like, what hierarchy are you going off right now? Like last time I checked, you weren't anyone super special. But
I mean, no, well, maybe not in this game, but he's definitely been around a while.
Yeah.
And was pretty good at like Soul 3, Soul 4.
He
This
was.
game, not so much, but
I feel like he was like normal back then. When I don't know what happened. All of a sudden he like is talking about wanting to be Dampier in real life. I just don't know what happened to this guy.
but it does want to maybe the other topic was why do people who play shitty characters like to have contests with others over whose character is worse? What's the point?
oh yeah, John Nitty
Yeah.
made that.
Yeah,
Joke.
John Nitty had made this
Because
comment, so it ties in very well.
I know the true struggle and you don't. That's why. It's harder
Yeah,
for me to win, and I want
yeah.
everybody to know.
Yeah, I think that's right. But
I want
so
that
wrong.
option select for when I lose at the character select screen.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah, it's basically a built-in justification.
Yeah, your excuses are locked and loaded before the match even starts.
Hey man, the only reason I lost is because my character not that good. But I was thinking
Yeah,
like that wasn't exactly Oof's thing, but it kind of was related because like Oof was like he wasn't really debating to make his character worse. He like was trying to like find some way to make it like seem like he was better, even though I guess I wonder if like deep
I
down
thought.
he
Wait,
knows that Damp is terrible. I don't know.
I thought. Well, I thought his whole thing was to prove that the matchup was 5-5. So that would be
Yeah,
the
that is.
opposite of.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like he's trying to prove it like not worse, but like better. I guess like the idea. But he's still having like a contest with other people. Like he was like naming like other bad characters, like a lower tiers like Sigs, Raphael's, Zwei players. So it's like I don't know. It was
See, good.
yeah. No, you go ahead. I was gonna end it there because I have no more words I guess to say. I really had to I guess
There,
understand Oof.
I think there's a difference, and I think what John Eddie was obviously referring to MKX, but in general, I think there's a difference between people who just like to complain for the sake of like everyone was saying what the justification versus saying this character legitimately has flaws um, and just leaving it at that. Like I don't see the point in trying to compare. Like if both characters are bad, there's no reason to be like, all right, well mine's bottom 3 and yours is bottom 5. Like who really cares at that point? But there is a thing where if somebody's like, oh well, this is what you have to do to win a matchup against this certain character, and your character doesn't have whatever tools are necessary to win that matchup, then it can be a thing where they're like, oh well, my character's not that good, they can't do this or that, so I have to figure something else out. But yeah, a lot of people, I don't know. I've never really felt like that, and I've been playing low tiers in pretty much every game. Um, I've never felt like trying to say, well, Leisha's worse than Siegfried for this reason. Like,
Yeah.
if I don't think they're both very good, like, I don't know. I mean, Leisha being worse than Viola, okay, I can give you that argument, but I'm not going to give you an argument of Leisha being good or better or worse than Raph or Zwei. Like, what's the point?
Right.
But
Uh,
yeah,
I mean, there's something about, well, people picking a certain group of people who pick lower tiers, and then I think they're picking it because they like they like the style of this character, and they just want to do anything they can to make sure that this style like wins over others.
Right.
And then when that's not the reality of the game, they get really frustrated about it. I feel like that's at least
Sure.
as far as people. This is kind. I mean, maybe this isn't directly the question that was asked, but when I see people that are like dedicated to like a mid or low tier character, and they get beaten by other players who are about their skill level but with a really strong character, they don't they like can't accept it. And
What do you mean?
I don't know. Yeah, like they can't. They get really frustrated about the game, and like they feel wronged, I think, by the other person, because it's like, hey, I want this cool. You're playing just a lame character. You're only playing to win, essentially. Maybe you don't even like that top tier character, but I'm actually playing the game. I think this is how they see it in their eyes.
Well, I can tell you how I used to see it, because that's along the same lines that I had to, even recently, that I had to get past. For me personally, it's like in any game, what I look for when I watch a game or see somebody who I think is good or whatever is all in how much the player enforces the outcome. And I've always seen it like your character is like working, it's like a business partner. How the better your character is, the more the more of the load is off your back as a player, because they're helping you carry that load as far as
right
being successful. And the lower your character is, the more you have to pull, because the character can only pull so much. So for me, it was like, it wasn't that I was wronged in any way, but it was just like, all right, I feel like either there's something really wrong with my approach to the game, or this person is really being helped. Maybe they're not as fundamentally strong as me, but they're being helped by either the system of the game or the character they're playing to cover the weaknesses they may have.
Right.
And that was where my frustration came from, more so than, you're doing the wrong thing by playing a character who's broken or OP.
Right.
But no, if it's in the game and they're playing it, good on them. I can't hate them for doing that, but it's at the same time, it's like, if I win, I want to know that like it was me, more so than just having something that's really easy to abuse.
Right.
But that's just me. I'm not saying that's for everybody.
And I feel like it's kind of, the mentality is kind of related in a way to the creation crowd and competitive players. Whereas I don't really play characters based on whatever style or backstory or lore.
Oh,
or
yeah,
anything. There's a ton of. I think the majority of people do, though. I really do. I mean, there's
style, yes, but I don't backstory or lore. I don't know anything about these characters.
Right. I don't
have
either.
A story mode.
And like, but I mean, the overwhelming majority of people who purchase the game, right? They're all creation people and whatnot.
Right.
But like. I mean, this game could be wireframe to me, and I'd pretty much be enjoying it the same. I mean, it'd be nice if they could add a couple sprites and stuff, but like, I don't play this game at all for what's going on in the background or anything like that. So right. I feel like I'm not as married to the character as some people are, and I only play the characters which have a moveset that's fun to me. And now that may not be top tier even, and like. I feel like other people who play mid to low tier characters just like playing that move set. You know what I mean? Like they like playing that character because of the moves they have.
Right.
So yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with that, but I think that's one of the big differences between people who pick a low tier character and get frustrated. They're seeing the game like, hey, my character's cool. Your character's ugly. Why are you winning? This game is dumb. I quit. I don't know.
All right, but that just went to the far extreme.
Exactly.
Yeah, I burned my disc. I quit the game. But nah, it's like style was always a thing for me, and it's just unfortunate that since I tend to prefer fast characters, that they generally don't end up being the best for one reason or another, even if it's just like frames or damage or whatever. But yeah, I mean, fortunately, Soul Calibur is one of those types of games where even the worst characters have a better chance than the worst characters in other fighting games, just based on the number of mechanics and things in the game. So I guess I'm kind of spoiled in that sense. If I try to go to another game, it's like, oh, well, this is clearly broken because there's no way out of it. But, meanwhile, that's how the games have always been. But, yeah, it's just that.
I mean, I also think there's the thought that it's more respectable to stick to your low tier character.
Really?
I mean,
I was being told the opposite, but
I mean, have you ever had someone get mad at you for playing low tier? Like,
yes.
Yeah, you're really a scumbag for playing low tier. Like,
no, not a scumbag, just a fucking idiot.
Well, you are dumb, but I think that's what people think. It's more, I'm more respectable because I want to struggle instead of picking a good character.
Yeah, see, I don't get that. I don't understand. Like, it's one thing if I chose a character, find out they're low tier, and just don't give up on them, rather than find out they're low tier and say, I want to main this low tier character for the struggle. I think that's a completely different mentality.
Yeah, I agree.
I know Mikosu used to be like that. I don't know if you guys know who Mikosu. Fuzion probably does. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, he would always pick the low tier characters just to pick them, and it's just like I don't know, I don't get that, but yeah, I guess if it works for you,
gotta play that Tira.
Oh,
yeah, Tira Yunsung.
I'm the best Tira.
But yeah, that's where are we at on time anyway?
I think
We're about the 2 hour.
Yeah, I think that's about
2 hours.
Yeah. I may have to step out here actually in a few seconds, so.
Me too, I think.
This is a good time to wrap it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you for watching Spectator Cast number 13. We'll be back sometime with another one.